Hello world, Justin Tucker here. In this video we're going to go over how to install WordPress on a cPanel environment. There is a lot of tools out there that make WordPress very easy to download and install. For example, well, I don't know if my account actually has it, but there's one-click installers that can do this for you. I'm actually going to just take you through the long way of doing it. We're going to actually FTP up the files, create a database, connect it, and install it that way. So the first thing I need to do while I'm back here is create a database with a user and a password. I like to use the database wizard in cPanel. It's very convenient. And we're going to call this WordPress DB. WordPress user for the password. Generate the password for you. There will be an option that I didn't record to copy this, and you have to check a box saying you did. Make sure you do that. And then you create a user. And then you want to capture these two pieces of information and then hit all privileges and go ahead and hit next step. And then it says you're done. So you've created your database with user and you're good to go. Now it's time to use FTP to get the WordPress files over into your server. So if you don't know what FTP is, there might be good to look at other videos on that. But basically on the left hand side here represents my computer, and on the right hand side represents the server. And here is a WordPress install from WordPress.org. And I'm just going to simply take this entire thing and drag and drop and start to transfer it over. And FTP is not that fast, by the way. I just had the video paused. So I've got all of these items from WordPress over into my new directory. I've also got some Beaver Builder plugins and that I want to also get over there before I install things. So let me go do that real quick. So go to my path, and here is some themes and plugins. So in WordPress, that's actually going to be in the WP-content plugins folder. And let's see, that is a plugin, that is a plugin, that is a plugin. The other two are actually themes. So drag and drop that over. I'll pause and let this run. Now that that's completed, I'm going to go up a level and into my themes folder and then add in the Beaver Builder theme and child theme. Okay, once those are done, not really mandatory to get WordPress going, but some things that I wanted on there. So now we need to navigate to the path on the web that should have this. And let's see, I had made it okay, and here is our default WordPress install screen. And if I click on continue, we just follow the steps here. Click let's go, and this is where we're going to need that database information that we added earlier, or I'm sorry, when we created our database earlier we got certain information, and that's what we're going to need to enter here. So let me get that entered. So I've got the database name entered, the database username entered. I'll enter the password, the database host, and then table prefix. You can leave these alone in most circumstances. I think on GoDaddy, for example, you can't do this, so just keep that in mind. So I put in the password and hit the go button effectively, and it says, all right, Sparky, you've made it through this first part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. If you are ready, time now to run the installation. So this is basically WordPress telling you that they've got connection to the database. The database details are good, and now it just installed all the tables and wants you to give a site title. Let's see here. So obviously I'm going to change it to something else, confirm that it is not as strong. Enter my email. No, we do not want to discourage search engines from indexing this site, and install. You may do that if you're on a dev site, which this is, but I've got it protected other ways. And once you do that, lets you know it's set up the master user. And now we're logged into our WordPress dashboard. And in the plugins, you can see that there's the Beaver Builder and other plugins that I have added. And some other obvious ones like Yoast will want to get downloaded as well. But that is basically the long way and manual way of installing WordPress on a server that has the cPanel interface. You need to have a way to get your files up, you need to have a way to create the database, and then you need to keep that information to plug that in on the WordPress installation steps. Again, a lot of these different hosting companies will provide you one-click installs and very easy ways to get WordPress going, but this still serves as a way that will work no matter what, and are also steps that should work regardless of server, meaning those ideas are going to be the same. You're going to have a database, you're going to have the files in a folder, those files are going to have to connect to that database in order to have it all work. So if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe. I'll try to make more, and if you have any comments, questions, or feedback, please reach out. Otherwise, that concludes this video. I'll see you on the next one.